Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo, and it's Flex Friday, April 18th. It's also Good Friday, so hope you guys have a great Easter weekend. Let's get it started with some play-in tournament cashes tonight. The first round of the play-in was kind of like a decent amount of blowouts, so kind of got in the way of us cashing the way we would like to. But hopefully round two, the elimination round, is a little bit different. And then we'll be into the playoffs, which is a lot more consistent. At least it seems like it should be compared to what the regular season was. This was a rough regular season. But I got 4 plays that I'm excited about. It's going to be relatively different on Prizepicks and Underdog today. For the Prizepicks slip, going to be going with Davion Mitchell over 25.5 fantasy score, George's Niang over 12 points rebounds, Daniel Gafford, I'm going to go for this 1.5 dunks against Memphis, and then Max Christie, he burned me the other day, but this can't continue, can it? 6.5 P+R+A, not a goblin. I've got to take a chance on it, so I'm taking it for more. Again, Underdog is making updates in my state, so I can't access the desktop, but I'm still playing Underdog because I love this platform. Here's what I got on Underdog. I got Davion Mitchell, 16.5 points and assists, Georges Niang, 12.5 points rebounds, Daniel Gafford can't get his dunks on there, so I went for his points at 8.5, and then I got that Max Christie, 6.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Now for Underdog, they're starting this special. Some of you may have saw I posted it to the community section. The boosts that they're running through the playoffs are incredible. So it starts with a 40% boost. Now, I believe you have until Sunday, so it's just going to go through all of the game ones to get us started, but you have to play each boost to unlock the next one. So it starts at a 40% boost that you get to throw on your slip. And if you play the 40% boost, after game 1 is over, then they're going to drop a 50% boost, and then they're going to keep going all the way up to 100% boost. So I'm looking forward to playing these boosts all along the way. I would love to have the opportunity to put together a slip and get an automatic token to boost the multiplier by 100%. That's just crazy to me. So it's called the Extender. It's very exciting. And if you haven't signed up for Underdog yet, use code JRUSSO, and they're going to give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a free pick to help you cash your first slip, and then you can jump in and take advantage of these boost tokens they're going to be dropping through the playoffs. So all that information is down below. Let's get into the plays here. I hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. If you don't mind, do me a favor and like the video or drop me a comment. If you guys have questions about plays in particular, you can hit me up in the comment section, and I'll use all of my tools here to help you make your decision. If you're looking at like, hey, what did this guy do in the head-to-head or the, last 5, last 10? If you have plays you're curious about, hit me up. I'll do a little bit of research. I'll be out hanging out with some family here in a little bit, but I'll still have my phone with me. So here and there, I'm happy to just pull out the tools and help you get a little bit of insight about these plays. All right, so Davion Mitchell. So let's start with the Underdog play at 16.5 points assists. Well, this is the head-to-head. Davion Mitchell's been playing great since he got to Miami. So this is the head-to-head. Last 2 games against Atlanta were both with Miami. And his first game with Miami, he didn't do so much, but on February 26th and March 27th, he went for 20 points and 6 assists and 16 points and 6 assists. So the assists have been pretty consistent. You can see a minutes bump where he got that done, 37 minutes and 35.9 minutes. The field goal attempts, they definitely went up a little bit. Most recently, he went for 12 field goal attempts, cashed 50% of them, 6 made buckets, and then the time before that, he had 8 attempts and he shot 88%, made 7 of his 8 field goals. We know the minutes have gone up. It's pretty impressive the way he keeps the fouling to a minimum, because this dude is an insane defender, just averaging 2.1 fouls in these head-to-heads, 7 potential assists. So the assist attempts have always been there, even in the shorter minutes games. But as of late, he's been really getting after it, especially with the assisting. So he's cleared this 3 out of his last 5. You can see even in this game against Washington where he didn't get it done, he still had 8 assists in that game. Most recently against Chicago, he had 15 points, 9 assists. And then another game against Chicago, 17 points, 8 assists. And then against Philly, 12 points, 9 assists. So over these last 5 games, the minutes have been pretty solid. And actually, you can see here, these 2 games, they didn't really need him to do much. I mean, 153 to 104 against the Pelicans. He only played 22 minutes, but he still had 14 points and assists. And then, he played 19 minutes against Washington, which I don't think it was like a meaningful game. They ended up losing that game 119 to 118, but he only played 19.6 minutes, still went for 12 PA. So I think he should get his full 30 minutes tonight. And since I can get the fantasy score on Prizepicks, that's what I really want, because this dude has just been awesome defensively. So let's take a look at his last 5 with the fantasy score. Kind of a similar situation. He's cleared it 3 out of his last 5. We know his minutes were down in these 2 games, but he was on his way. But if you've been watching this guy play, very impressive defense. He's frustrating like studs on the opposing team. He's like getting them frustrated. Just total lockdown defender right now. So I think with him getting his full 30 minutes tonight, which is what I'm expecting, I think he should be good to go, because he's been a very valuable piece that they picked up, and Miami's playing good ball right now. Excuse me. So going against Atlanta, I bet you that he's going to be on Trey, and we know Trey already got really frustrated against Orlando, so he should have an opportunity to catch Trey slipping a little bit tonight if he is assigned to Trey. And these games where he's popping off, he's going for quite a bit more. So we got like 35 fantasy score, 46 fantasy score, and then 32.9 fantasy score. If we look at this over under here, 220 over under, Atlanta favored by 1. That's kind of crazy to me. I know they're playing in Atlanta, but Miami, their last game, I mean, these guys do not suffer on the road, at least not as of late. So I'm betting on Miami to win this thing, because Miami does this every year. They just get super hot right before the playoffs and get things rolling. Let's take a look at Daily Grind real quick and see what they think about Davion, because there might be some plays that look better to you than the ones I'm taking. So they like his assists over 6. I don't mind it either. 50.97% odds to hit the over, minus 123. They like his full P+R+A if you prefer that over the fantasy score. They have that at a 50.77% odds to hit the over. They like his points over. They like his rebounds and assists. They don't have the fantasy score on here. And I'm not seeing the points assists either. Let's see. Refresh that. No, they're not pulling up the points assists, probably because that's on Underdog and maybe they just don't have that available on Prizepicks. But you do have some pivots here if you prefer, but it looks like a somewhat of a decent amount of the scoring props they like him to go over. But again, I mean, he really popped off in the last 2 head-to-heads, going for 33 fantasy score and 30 fantasy score. And if you look at the points, excuse me, it's expected value on this. Yeah, he went for 20 points and 16 points. So any of these points related props look good to me. The optimizer's not liking the points rebounds just because it's just not showing much of a value. A lot of the odds makers have it favored to the under. So go with your gut, but I'm not taking the under on any points related props for him personally. But yeah, the points assists look the best to me. But when I can get the fantasy score, I want that defense, since you get 3 points for every block and steal. I think he's going to be active tonight. I think it's going to be a good game. All right, let's move on. So Niang. So this is the head-to-head for the points rebounds. And the reason I want it is because even the times he's not cashing, he's pretty consistent with the rebounding against the Heat here. And he's kind of been a guy they've been leaning on as of late, been a little bit more consistent. You can see it sort of trending up here, but these last 2 games that were important for them for, the play-in, he turned it up a little bit, and I expect him to do that tonight. He went for 16 points and 3 rebounds against Philly, and then in that game against Orlando, he still went for 15 points and 3 rebounds. We know Trey was in almost till the very end before he got ejected, so it wasn't like it was a blowout, but I mean, they still had their stars out there. So Niang has been getting a little bit more love because of his, he's a solid veteran, and he can get pretty hot from beyond the arc. So in that last game against Orlando, he played 23.4 minutes. Other than that, it's like just under 20 minutes a game. So he's averaging about 19.6 minutes a game. But this is pretty low. Let's take a look. So he's shooting 42% from beyond the arc. That's a big part of what he's doing. He's a very, very reliable three-point shooter. You can see this game against Philly, he put up 8 3-pointers and cashed 50% of them, 4 made threes. So even over this stretch with things looking a little bit, up and down, he's still averaging 2.2 made three-pointers a game and shooting 47% from the field overall, 4.2 made buckets, and then 5 rebound chances a game. He's physical when he needs to be. The matchup overall kind of tough, 7th in points allowed, 19th in rebounds allowed. If we go over to the power forward position, it loosens up quite a bit for the rebounds and a little bit for the points. So 12th in points allowed, 23rd in rebounds allowed. I like him to be able to get this done. This is a low line, and I think that he's going to need to be a part of them beating Miami tonight, in my opinion. Let's take a look and see what Daily Grind thinks about this one. All right, so they're not really liking anything for Niang, so go with your gut. Gosh, I pet my cat earlier and I'm all feeling the allergies a little bit. But yeah, they don't like the P+R+A. They like everything just a little bit favored to the under. So this is more of a gut play than it is like, a data play. But the P+R+A, they have 51.18% odds to hit the under. They don't like his points at 9. They don't like the points rebounds at 12. And I think it's because there's some platforms that have it down at 11.5, but you have some platforms that have it at 12.5. So I'm comfortable with the 12 and even the 12.5. I think he's gonna be able to get this done. I expect him to go for like 15 or 16 points rebounds tonight. And speaking of the rebounds, if we go back and look at this head to head, it's been pretty consistent regardless of who he's playing for. Back with Cleveland, he was getting it done. He's matched up well against Miami. You can see 67% hit rate in the head-to-head matchups, 6 out of 9 games. And the rebounds, even in these games where he didn't cash, he still went for 3, 4 rebounds, 5, 4, 6. Like they're consistent enough that I wanted them attached. But I think it's going to be, I think he's going to probably be about here, like he did on February 24th, about 11 points, 5 rebounds, or 10 points, 6 rebounds. I think he's going for around 16. That's just what my gut is telling me. Let's see what the minutes were. So yeah, this most recent game, he only played 14 minutes. He still went for 8. He had 5 points and 3 rebounds. So I expect him to be around that 20-minute mark. Let's see what the last 5 were. Yeah, that's kind of where I see him is right in that 20-minute mark, just coming in, being a solid veteran role player to help the Hawks get this done. Yeah, let's keep it moving. So Gafford. So we'll start with the points on the underdog play. He's cleared the points in 4 straight games. Let's take a look at the head-to-head. Yeah, 3 out of 4 head-to-heads. His most recent outing against Memphis. We always target Memphis, pretty much the forward position through the center position. They're just kind of soft in the paint. He went for 20 points in that game. And I believe Derek Live, let me see. Let's see who was in there. I don't think AD was in that game. Let me see. So if we go with AD, yeah, so we have no matchups with AD healthy, but we know AD's been kind of opening things up for Gafford, but I think Lively may have been available for that game. Let's see. Could be wrong here. No, he wasn't available for that most recent game, but we do have a sample of earlier in the season, December 3rd. He went for 11 points with Lively in the game. So I don't think that Lively being back active again is going to affect this situation for Gafford to get the points done. Over these last 5, it's been a lot more solid. Like we said, 4 straight games of getting it done. Averaging about 18.5 minutes, 72% from the field. Now that's because that's mostly dunks. That's why I love the 1.5 dunks tonight. Averaging 4.2 made buckets, just 2.2 fouls, not really getting in foul trouble. So yeah, we don't need him to do a whole lot, but he is one of those guys, he's just like a pick and roll type guy, grab some rebounds, putbacks, and just pretty much just dunking it or trying to dunk it, getting fouled, going to the free throw line. If we look at the dunks, he's been kind of hot lately. So 4 out of his last 5 games, he's gone for at least 2 dunks, and 2 of those he went for 3 dunks. One of those games was against the Memphis Grizzlies. So I just love this 1.5 dunks line here. If we take a look at the head-to-head, yeah, so he went for 3 in that most recent outing. So he's got 2 games where he missed it. He didn't get it done. Let's see if the minutes were... Yeah, the minutes were were much lower, 15 and 7.8 minutes. But when he's, looks like when he's getting at least 18 minutes or more against the Grizzlies, he's getting those 2 dunks. So I feel good about him getting 2 dunks for us tonight, and I like his points overall. I think he should be able to get that done. Let's take a look at Daily Grind real quick. So they like his points assists over. That's really not bad, actually. 9.5 with the assists attached. 52.61% odds to hit the over -133. They like his rebounds and assists over. They like his points over. They like the points rebounds. They like the full P+R+A. They like all things all things Daniel Gafford. So you have plenty of options here if you want to pivot to something else. All right, let's wrap it up. Max Christie. So this is the one that is going to make us a little nervous because he didn't really get much time in that last game. But I'm going to show you something that just absolutely was something I could not ignore. So I have to take a chance here again. So in that last game, he only played 12.9 minutes. He still went for 4. So we're talking about 6.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I can't ignore it. Look at this note from Outlier with the P+R+A. He's exceeded it in 18 of his last 19 games versus bottom 10 defenses for points allowed, averaging 16.3. Now we know some of this was probably with the Lakers. Let's see. Yeah, so some of this was with the Lakers, but I mean, just look at that. I can't not take this. It's not a goblin. Like I've got to take a chance on this and just see if he gets a little bit more run tonight. He does have a softer matchup. Let's see, specifically to shooting guards might be a little tighter. Well, still middle of the road. 12th in points allowed, 4th in rebounds allowed, 22nd in assists allowed to shooting guards. And then overall, they're 24th in points allowed. So this is simply, I just can't ignore this 6.5 line is so low for Max Christie. 95% hit rate against bottom 10 defenses for points allowed, and we know they're 24th. So I'm going to roll it. I'm going to take a chance on it. You don't have to follow my lead, but that's a real deciding factor. We can see that he's gotten this done in 4 straight head-to-heads against Memphis. That's with the Lakers and with the Mavericks. You know, and I know that some of these rotations are were different than they are now, and it seems like Jason Kidd is sort of just like running his starters into the ground right now, minutes wise. But I'm not gonna not take a chance on 6.5 for Max Christie. Let's take a look here. They like it as the best play. Okay, for Max, 51.46% odds to hit the over -127. They're not feeling the PR, but that's really just basing it off of value. They don't like his rebounds at 1.5. It's crazy. They like him for at least 1.3, you know, so give me the full P+R+A if you think he's cashing at least 1.3. That means he needs like 2 rebounds and 2 assists or another bucket. And like he just needs like pocket change to cash this line. His points are set at 3.5. That's crazy. 50.02% odds to hit the over. So you guys go with your gut. If you want to check out Outlier, you can try this app out for free. Just sign up through the link below for Outlier. They're going to hook you up with a week of free play just to see how you like the app before you make any commitments. They cover everything, all these different matchups, injury reports, insights about the players. Like this insight for Max Christie. It puts stuff like this on your radar. So go ahead and try it out for a week, see how you like it. And then if you want the DFS optimizer for yourself, just use code JRUSSO and you'll get 25% off to see how you like the optimizer. And if you know that you're going to love it, lock it in for as long as you want. They'll let you keep that discount all the way up to a year. So whatever your first purchase is, that's how much 25% off it will be off of. So let's look at some bonus plays before we get out of here. So some of these are not going to be for today. Let me just look for today. And I might end up putting out tomorrow's slates video today because I have a really busy day tomorrow and the games start early. So I may end up dropping that a little bit later for just all plays for tomorrow. All right, Karis LeVert, they like his rebounds and assists over 6.5. They have it at a 53.43% odds to hit the over -135. PJ Washington, points, assists, 18.5. They have that at a 53.38% odds to hit the over -135. I like that play too. Let's see. Kyle Anderson, assists 2.5. They like it. 53.31% odds to hit the over -131. There's also Karis LeVert over 16.5 points rebounds. They like that to go over. And you guys can take whatever you want if you see these other plays for tomorrow, obviously. But yeah, Dyson Daniels over 25.5 P+R+A. They're feeling good about it. 53.13% odds to hit the over. I'll do a couple more and then we'll get out of here. Luke Kennard, they're not feeling the P+R+A at 9.5. They have that favored to the under. 53.04% odds to hit the under. And we'll do one more for today's slate. What's a good over? Oh, we're kind of getting... Well, they like Andrew Wiggins points over 19. 52.84% odds to hit the over, minus 132. It is at 19 on Prizepicks, at 19.5 on quite a bit of platforms. So you are getting a 0.5 discount there. But yeah, now some of these plays for today, you know, these aren't like superstar names, but we already put out a video over on Backdoor Fantasy Sports. I'll attach that at the end of this. So I did take Tyler here. I'll show you guys what I ended up going with actually. So this was the plays. So if you guys want to see the full breakdowns over there, I took Anthony Davis over 38.5 points rebounds, Tyler Hero over 30.5 points assists, and then Jordy went with Desmond Bane over 33 P+R+A, and then he went for PJ Washington over like 15.5 first half fantasy score. I just don't really like playing the partial game plays, so I just threw in his rebounds at 6.5. So there's a couple more plays if you guys want to see what we're getting into, but I'll attach the video if you want the full breakdown, because the first half fantasy score does look good for PJ Washington, and Jordy did a great breakdown of it, but I just went for the rebounds over the whole game instead. I may end up regretting it, because if he cashes that first half fantasy score and I'm sweating the rest of the way, I'm going to be bummed I didn't just take it, but I usually just play the full game props. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. And if you want to come join our Discord, which would be like, people have asked me like, do I have a premium? And it's just the Backdoor Fantasy Sports Discord. I put all of my plays in there. So if you guys want to join that, just sign up through the link below. And I think I've got it attached for Discord. You sign up through Patreon, it gives you access to our Discord, and we put all of our plays in there. We'll be in there. It's a fun community if you guys want to come check it out. But I appreciate you guys so much. Maybe we'll see you later for a video for tomorrow, but have a great Friday, guys. Good luck on your Flex Friday slips. I'll probably be posting a demon slip to the community section, so make sure you're subscribed and be on the lookout for that. And yeah, have a good one, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.